Hey everyone, it's Coolkid here, and I'm a little late with this, but still, I'm doing a One Piece chapter review. Chapter 1030, and I will say, I do like this chapter, but here's the thing. I know a lot of people don't like this chapter because mainly one thing, and I'll get to that in the chapter review, so, you know. And I'm pretty sure, you know, those other people who read the chapter review know why, even if you do like it. What else should I say before getting into the chapter review itself? Oh yeah, recently I did a One Piece discussion video on my birthday, so I guess it's a birthday video, and it's about Yamato, just me rambling about Yamato, which coincidentally, did you know I also shared the same birthday as Yamato? So yeah, a Yamato discussion video on Yamato's birthday, and also mine. You know, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah. So, you know, definitely check that out. Actually, I got 2 subscribers from that video, so I don't know if it's telling me that I should do more Yamato videos, which I have no problem to. I can find an excuse to talk about Yamato. I probably will. So, hey, who knows? Maybe we'll talk about Yamato in the future. But, yeah, that's basically it. So, let's get on with the chapter review itself, which starts, as always, as we always do, with the cover page. With another reader request, with, let's see, Brooke, carefully not to step on a line of army ants. Which, yeah, you know, it's pretty cool. Brooke's just being like, oh, hello, you can walk by, and it's cool. Actually, you know what, I'm not 100% sure, but these ants remind me, and they might possibly be the same ants from Strong World. You know, the ants in Strong World where they avoided Brooke because he was bones. He was like, oh my god, you're not attacking me? Well, fine then. I'll take you all out, or something like that. It's been a while since I've seen Strong World. And actually, speaking of Strong World, it's actually coming back at theaters. Well, at least in the US and I think Canada. But yeah, if you live in anywhere else, actually coming up this weekend. Yeah, this weekend they have, they're, you know, going in theaters, putting the Strong World movie up, which, you know, that's pretty cool. I'll check it out again. It's been a while, and, you know, honestly, I would probably agree up there that if you haven't ranked any of the, you know, One Piece movies as, you know, the best, I would honestly put, like, Strong World and, like, Film Z up there. They're probably the best of the One Piece films, so definitely check it out in your theaters, unless if you don't live in the US and possibly Canada. So, you know, I mean, I'm sure Strong World is on the video where you live, so I don't know, maybe watch it that way. But yeah. Back to the cover page. It's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, it's nothing special. It's just, you know, I mean, it's cool enough. I mean, honestly, if it is a, you know, it being like, you know what, I'm connecting it to Strong World, you know, ups to him. I'm always up for more Strong World connections. But, yeah, I guess that's really it. Dude, Oda needs to do, like, another cover page series, like, soon. Because, like, it's been a while since Beijing's On My Family. But I'm sure whenever the next one drags, people are going to find something I could complain about it. So, actually, I'm going to put this sword back. So, yeah, going on to the, you know, chapter itself, we start in the cave chamber in the Onigashima Castle, where we got Apu being like, I guess you're a Navy spy. Well, that doesn't matter at this point. The only thing that matters right now is whether you want to take out Kaido or not. Well, by the time the dust settles, the winner will be at death's door, whoever it is. I'm finishing them off. It'll be a piece of cake. And he's telling this to X-Drake. You know, it's good seeing them, because for a while, you know, been saying in my chapter reviews, where the hell is X-Drake and Apu? But continuing on with the chapter, we zoom out to see not just, Apu and X-Drake, but 3 other numbers within the, what's this? Yeah, the cave chamber room. We just got, let's see, we got Ibi, Fuga, and Zanki, who are, I presume, I think they're number 1, number 2, and number 3 of the numbers. I don't know my Japanese very well, so I might get it wrong. So yeah, number 1, number 2, and number 3, or the reverse, or whatever. But yeah, we got these numbers, which okay, from design wise, they have some like pretty big horns. Because like the thing with the other numbers is, yes, they've had horns, but these numbers are like, oh yeah, they got, I think number 2 was this Fuga has like these big long horns. We got Iba, this big looking dude. I mean, they're all big, but you know what I mean. That one's got like sharp ones. And then we got Zanki, which out of all of them, I think design-wise interests me the most with this Mephisto-looking motherfucker. Because he, like, I don't know what, he literally looks like Mephisto or the devil. And I mean, his horns don't, lie about that. So yeah, continuing what Apu says, oh, what do you think? You want to join us and sell this at the very end? We're not aligned with anyone here. Why would we fight each other? And then, the numbers are doing their laugh. Key, 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 key. Beep, 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 beep. So, yeah, I mean, I'll talk more about numbers later on. But, yeah, then we got X-Drake being like, what do you think? I would trust you in any way. And Apu's like, hey, let's not get into an argument about it on who's more trustworthy or not. I'm bringing this up to you because I think it would benefit us both. You'll never get an opportunity like this, and we just gotta see each of the smiles just smiling at this. And that ends that scene there with Apu. I do want to give, like, could this mean Apu and stuff, but I mean, the next chapter is already out, and it's kind of hard because I don't want to spoil the next chapter for anyone who hasn't read it, so I can't really be giving my theories because I already know which ones are right or wrong. But definitely interesting proposition that Apu and Drake have. So then we go to the in between the first and second floor on the stairs, and we go with Usopp, Nami, Otama, Speed, Gazelle Man, Hamlet, and the rest of that group. Also the Land Dog, who's being currently carried by Hamlet. Yeah, I can never forget about Hamlet, but I am forgetting about Lion Dog's name. God, I suck at this. But yeah, they're all running away from the fire, which is spreading down from the second to the first floor. I wonder if this is going to be a problem or not. But yeah, they're running away from the fire, and then someone's like, "Oh my God, it's a freakish monster! It's just a leg monster. What is it?" And then we see this very strange and familiar pair of legs being like, "Pooh, however you saved me." And both Usopp and Nami almost instantly recognize it. It's like, wait a minute. This is Kinemon's pair of legs all the way back from Punk Hazard, which, okay. This is the moment here, because as soon as probably most people saw this, they were like, oh my God, Kinemon's back alive. He's not dead yet. A lot of people, I'll talk about this towards the end of the chapter, but yeah, this is the moment right here people did not like, and, probably a good chunk of this chapter, people just didn't like it because of, Kinemon being alive. But, yeah, continuing on. We got Lei Kanemon. Not like Kanemon, I mean Usopp, and you're like, wait a second, what are you doing here? I know it's Kanemon, and Paralytics Kanemon doesn't have like any ears or anything, so you know, Kanemon has no clue who it is. It's like, who goes there? I'm Kanemon, searching for my friends. And he's like, come on, I'm your friend. It's me, Usopp. And then, you know, while Usopp is holding on to Kanemon's leg half, he's like, wait a minute. Oh my god, you're gushing out blood. Are you alright? And Nami's like, look, Usopp, he can't hear you. His ears all the way over there. And they're in Legs is like, identify yourselves. Poof. And then, I guess Nami traces the symbol of the rebellion crest on the Kanemon's legs. I think that's what's happening. And, you know, the Parallax is like, oh wait, that crest, the crescent moon of the rebellion? Then I'm going to assume you must be a comrade. Please hear me out. And then, you know, we get, like, I guess a pause on what's happening. And then Usopp is like, oh, okay, guys, Hamlet, I'm going to borrow you. Everyone else go take care of Tama. And, you know, we got Hamlet and Usopp and also, I guess, just the pair of legs tied to freaking Hamlet. Okay. And Hamlet's like, yeah, man, enough people can't get through me. And that's, we got the pair of legs being like, thanks you, comrade. However you are, on the first floor there is a ladder and a crawl space to the left tower as you face the castle. Okay, and before I get to the next scene, I do have to admit, this sequence did kind of make me chuckle. And you know, it's like, oh man, this is a callback to what happened all the way back, like 10 years. I think Punkazer's like, if it's not 10 years, it's almost 10 years at this point. It's almost 10 years for something that's a reference. So, you know, that's cool. We're referencing stuff from Punkazer, which is where everything started from, where we are, you know, right now in Wano. But, yeah, continuing on. Pair of legs is like, my friend is barely breathing and needs urgent help. And then we go to the, well, you know, I guess destroyed first floor attic where we got Okiku's, you know, barely alive body and Kanemon's barely alive body. And, you know, Kanemon's like, hold on longer, Kiku. I found some allies. It's hard to believe that I still live. My torso severed. After Sherlock cut me into two, perhaps I was never really properly attached again. And okay, I do have to talk about this, and this is something I completely miss. And if on the Runaway Warlords, it was not. If it wasn't mentioned to me, like, on the Runaway Warlords that, you know, freaking Kanemon didn't get repaired by, you know, Law. It was actually literally, I think they said it was, like, Usopp or one of these Straw Hats just, you know, put the two body parts back together. So Law actually never, you know, fixed them. And, I mean, you know, I'm fine with Oda making this mistake. I bet you 100% someone in XSPS is going to be like, hey, actually, you know, Kanemon didn't get put back together by Law there. So, you know, I'm sure someone's going to be smug about that in the next SBS. But, yeah, continuing on. It's a miracle. If I can use this to save Kiku's life, then nothing else. Then in the distance from Contro's, I believe, you know, wherever he's keeping transponders now, it's like, zzz, zzz, hey, answer me, Kanjuro! And Kanemon's like, wait, is that the voice of the beheaded Orochi? Contro's already dead at this point. And then Contro's like, yes,
Orochi. And then it's like, ah, you sound like you're on death's door, Kanjuro.
Indeed, the curtains are closing.
Well done, admirably. A splendid act.
It means everything to me,
My lord. Can you hear the audience? How can they cheer for you?
Me?
Yeah, that's right, but alas, how galling, how vexum. Our ancestors wait a proper theatrical encore. You must give it to them, a Kanjuro, depict the burning hatred of the Kazuki clan. Who is the true victor? Who is the true victor? The enduring of the anger of the Kurazumis, prowling the halls of the castle, heading deeper and deeper into the depths until the very bottom of it all reach your burial. Only you can lay our souls, Kanjuro.
And Kanjuro starts picking up his brush and painting something new. I know this isn't a brush, but hey, look, the brush is also a sword. Okay, so he starts painting, and he's like, "As you wish, I shall perform my final dance, the glorious death of the Kurazumi clan." And then he paints like this, I guess, a fiery, ethereal blob creature that's like on fire. And oh yeah, Kanjuro, after finishing up the, I guess, this weird blob creature, just, you know, falls down. So I'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, you know, and then we see this blob creature move throughout, and it's like ethereal. So from the looks of it, you know, anything can pass through it perfectly fine. But it's like the second it touches anything or anyone gets close to it, they just burst into flames, and like the Beast Boy's like, "Oh, don't get catch on fire, or you'll get burned." So yeah, okay, I guess I'll stop here to talk about, just for a bit, about Kanjuro and, you know, possibly, you know, if he died right now, or, you know, this ability, because I know this is contention with some people, because, you know, while they think of, like, a lot of the main fruits being like, oh yeah, you know, these abilities deactivate, you know, when the user dies, and while that's not specifically true, I mean, it would be kind of cool if Oda took a book from Nen with Nen After Death, which God, freaking God, Togashi, when is Hunter x Hunter coming back? Why are we still on the longest hiatus? This is like, what, we had like 2 to 3 years at this point? My God. But you know, back to it. Yeah. So, you know, maybe, I mean, it's not impossible for, you know, like, Delphi abilities to still be active after a user dies. There's a lot of precedents. There are a lot of times when Delphi powers do get nullified when they're knocked out. Like, with Sugar's Fruit, I know that was, like, the big example that, you know, everyone thought of, probably thinking into this. So, you know, maybe Kanjuro's dead. Maybe he's not. Who knows? Maybe we'll see soon. Ooh, yeah. But continuing on the chapter, we're you know, looking outside Onigashima, and someone's like, report! There's an enormous freakish apparition appearing on the second floor of the castle. And then we go to freaking Momo, who was in his dragon form, being just creating like a bunch of tiny little clouds, and it's like, all I can do is just build up bit by bit. It's actually pretty interesting. I actually didn't think that was even a possibility that you know, Momonosuke was going to do, just, you know, build up tiny clouds, because Momonosuke obviously is unable to create these big clouds, and he's like, okay, how's the way I can stop it? Well, I might not be able to create one big cloud, but I might be able to create a bunch of smaller clouds to, you know, help slow the descent, which is actually
not a bad idea, Momonosuke. That's not a bad idea. You know. Yeah, and continuing on the loudspeaker, it's like, the creature's passing through walls. It's like some freaking ghosts. And we do see a small shot of, the flower capital for some reason that, is, just like 5 minutes away. 5 minutes until this planet blows up. But, yeah, we do see an exterior shot of, like, I guess, just smoke coming out of Onigashima. And, okay, the next couple shots where we just pan through multiple places throughout Onigashima. We first pan through with Robin and Brooke, and they're like, oh, man, we got no time. We gotta get away from this fire. There's not any time to fight. And then we got with CP0 doing the one thing that we all wanted them to do. Get them out of that indestructible reception room, and they're honestly ready to go. I'll discuss where they're heading later on in the chapter review. But yeah, they're heading out somewhere, and then we got Marco, who looks like he's finally back up. Then we got Izo just shooting some guys. Then we got Kawamatsu being ready to fight. Then Sanji's fighting against Queen. And then Luffy's fighting against Kaido, which from the looks of it, Kaido just fired a Royal Breath. Then we got Zoro fighting against King. And while all this is happening, we got a monologue from good old Orochi. Can't escape from him, but he says, all of the allies of the Kazuki, the emperors of the sea, all who put on their airs will be brought down low. I don't think I know, Kaido. You got a huge armory beneath the castle. All the weapons that I had created. Go and light them up, Kajiro. Blow it to Kingdom Come. Where are you? Fuku Rokuju. Can't forget about that. Where are you? Fuku Rokuju. Get here so we can escape. This pirate war does not concern us. So, no, you know what? I'll talk about that at the end of the chapter. Plus, yeah, we're just like a couple pages away. So, yeah, and then we got Yamato, heading straight towards, the basement in Onigashima. And we got another just random, I guess, freaking beast pirates. And Yamato just, zooms right past them. And actually pretty interestingly, we actually do get a map of Onigashima, which actually, the thing that interests me most is actually, so you know how, like, Onigashima is the giant freaking, skull, and on the inside of the skull, there's the mansion, the manor, and everything. So the interesting thing is, it's like, it kind of, you'll see on the map, but it kind of slants up, and then, it goes onto a flat level where the live performance floor is. And also there's 1, 2, 3, 4 levels beneath until you get to the armory, which from the looks of it, there's, split into 2 different floors. So, I actually think that's very interesting. Very interesting, architect on how it's built. I personally, well, this is probably information we didn't need to know, that Onigashima, when you go in through the mouth of the skull, kind of, whoop. Didn't even know that, but okay. And Yamato's like thinking, like, okay, the armory is on the bottom floor of the castle basement. I hope I can make it in time. Do whatever you can to slow down the island's descent, Momonosuke. And then, we got Yamato heading in the live floor. And then Yamato just reacts to freaking one of Big Mom's attack. Impulse Sovereignty! And freaking Kid, I guess, was it Punk Rotten? Yeah, his Punk Rotten mech machine gets just hit dead on. And Yamato's like reacting this like, oh no. And Big Mom is like, Mama, Mama, why don't we finish this one first then? You're mine, kid. And then we got, I guess, a little flashback before where Kid's asking La, like, hey, Trafalgar, have your powers awakened yet? And he's like, well, I'm not used to it yet. I'll only do it if I'm on my last legs. But the stamina consumption is extreme. If I use it, it'll surely, I'll surely lose the battle. And Kid's like, well, the same for me too, but we're not getting anywhere like this. Use your last resort to back me up. So, yeah, I'll talk about this in a bit, but I know when people first read this chapter, like, wait a minute. Kid and Lost are awakened? I'll talk about that in a minute. And then we, go back to present where, we got Law being like, Karoom, which I actually, when the unofficial translation came out, I was like, Karoom. Nah, that can't be it. But yeah, it's Karoom, K-Room. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced, but yeah, I'll just call it Karoom for now. He does Karoom Anastasia, which, interestingly enough, so with Karoom, he actually, you know how he does the room to open, the big room, but instead he just kind of like coats his blade. It's very interesting. And then, he uses the blade to strike down on Big Mom, and like it just fully, straight goes through Big Mom, like straight clean. And then from Law just says like, well, the presentation does nothing, but Karoom can create shock waves from within with Shock Willie. And it does like this, internal shock attack to Big Mom, which, okay. I do have to say, Shock Willie does actually kind of make me think of Steamboat Willie. So, I gotta tell people I'm a Disney fan, but yeah, the Shock Willie and Big Mom's homies are like, Mama, you're bleeding. And Big Mom's like, oh, now you've done it really bad, you brat. And Kid's just coming up like, hey, how about you have some magnetism with a sword? And then Napoleon just sticks onto, onto Big Mom. And she's like, oh, I'm stuck to Mama. And, everyone's freaking like, guns and swords and everything all over Onigashima, just like, just literally attract to Big Mom. So Big Mom literally becomes a magnet. But wait, it doesn't stop there. So yeah, basically the let's say the mill, barring the steel beams from like I guess the towers of the manor and castle, literally just goes towards Big Mom because she's literally a giant castle. All the metal beams are, as it says, all the metal beams are literally being torn apart and being attracted to Big Mom. And Kid's like, dude, get me freaking the hell away from here, Trafalgar. And he's like, don't tell me what to do. And the chapter ends with literally just Big Mom piled under a bunch of metal and steel beams, ending this chapter with Punk Clash. Chapter ends. Oh my god, okay. So, what should I talk about first? Okay, I'll talk about the awakening, which, actually, you know what? I guess I'll say this much about Big Mom in here, and I do wholeheartedly agree that Big Mom, we can't exactly take her out or damage her. Something like this where it's to
you know, hold her off for the time being. This won't, you know, knock her out, but it'll make her stay still for now. I guess you'll have to see next chapter or something. But yeah, I guess now we can talk about the big question. Awakenings. Oh, awakenings. Especially with kids and laws, which actually was kind of unexpected. I thought they were going to maybe like receive an awakening during this arc, but no, they just straight up say, oh yeah, you know, I've had my awakening, but I can't fully control it, which, not fully control it, but I can't, you know, use it much. It streams a lot of my stamina, and, you know, once I use it, I'm done for. And Kid says it's the same way. So that's very interesting. Because, like, okay, for one, when we look at someone like Doflamingo, or, you know, someone like Katakuri, they just use their awakening like, you know, like that, and it's no big deal for them. But with Kid and Law, so I guess it just really show you how, you know, how powerful and how much they train with their, you know, Devil Fruit, especially their awakening, if they can use it, you know, pretty easily without any, you know, real negative, you know, consumption. So that's very interesting. And also, I guess we'll talk about Law's Devil Fruit, freaking his awakening with Karoom, because, like, okay, functionally from awakenings, what we've seen so far in the story, they've, you know, either been affecting the environment around us to turn into an element of that Devil Fruit, or, you know, the awakened zones with, you know, turning to a monstrous animal or whatever. But with Lost Fruit, and even to Kid's Fruit, that actually is kind of different, because their fruit, they are paramecias, but to be fair, paramecias are basically, and what does ever fit in either Logia or in zones, it goes to paramecia. So, you know, especially with, you know, Lost Fruit, it's the Api no Mi. It is very, very unconventional. What is it going to turn the surrounding into like an operation room? He kind of already can do that with Room. So what would be an improved version of that with you know, Karoom, instead of I guess, you know, the room around him, he's, you know, amplifying specific objects. Like, as you see, all he did is just coat the blade in the Karoom, and then he, you know, he did a internal shock attack to Big Mom, Shock Willie. I don't know if it's just being like, okay, you can use way stronger, you know, attacks or whatever. I'm actually kind of curious if it has like any other abilities to it other than just, oh yeah, it can create, you know, massive shockwaves from within. No damage. And also, the interesting thing is, Law does say it does no physical damage, even if he literally stabbed Big Mom straight through. So maybe the attacks, you know, like Kid can slash anything, he can like stab anyone, and it doesn't do anything, but it can actually like internally affect the object. Very, very interesting. And then we got Kids, which, I mean, I kind of would have guessed something like that would make sense, where you know, Kid is obviously the magnet, controlled magnetism, but he can, you know, assign objects to be, you know, literal magnets, and he did that with Big Mom, and it freaking crushed it. And I mean, do I like them? Well, I think they're pretty cool awakenings, and I mean, you know, I don't know. I feel like I'm always interested to see an awakening and what it does, especially when it's a paramecia. And like, I don't know. I feel like someone like Luffy's is still probably like changing the surroundings into rubber. I think that personally would make sense, but you know, as both these fruits are, you know, very kind of unconventional, that they don't, you know, control a specific element or thing. They control, I guess, with Lost Fruit, an operation room, and Kid, the, you know, magnetism. They aren't, you know, specific elements or things. So, you know, I think it's very, I do like the direction, at least with the Awakenings going. So, you know, I mean, with this, I actually do think Luffy's Awakening's actually a lot closer than we think it is. I mean, honestly, with this, I could reasonably see Luffy having his awakening this arc. Because, you know, for a while, I know people were saying, oh yeah, Luffy's going to do freaking Gear 5th into Awakening. And I just didn't see a Luffy awakening. I thought he was going to do it, like, during the final arc or whatever. But, honestly, I could totally see him pulling it out right now. Just, to me, it makes total sense. What else? Yeah, Yamato heading towards the basement. Let's see. You see everyone fighting. I mean, okay, I will say this. I don't want to get into spoilers about the next chapter, but with CP0, like, I don't know why. I just noticed this about every person that I at least watch for One Piece chapter reviews. Don't even mention that, maybe, you know, freaking CP0 could be heading towards, you know, maybe not just, you know, Robin, but maybe, you know, who's who. I won't tell you what happens because of, you know, next chapter spoilers, but I was just surprised no one even talked about that. What else? I mean, there's the ethereal blob, and, you know, possibly Conjuro's death. You know, actually, I guess I'll talk about, you know, the ethereal blob, because actually, if I remember correctly, when we got first mention of the traitor, and, you know, Orochi was talking to it the first time, you know, it had this exact same, like, blobby shadow silhouette. So, you know, that's very interesting. And I guess I'll talk about the whole deal with, like, I guess Kinemon and Okiku and Kanjuro being still alive. I'm going to be honest. This is Oda, so I was not, like, surprised, like, even in the slightest, that these characters were not dead. I was hoping for them to be dead, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's Oda. I mean, this is, like, what, twice that Kanjuro has been supposedly dead, so I really don't know, like, what's with what. And, you know, Kinemon, I think people were really just pissed, like, God, they're bringing back a character. But I mean, like, something like this, I feel like it's something like, no, there's a reason why Kinemon is still alive. He still has a purpose to this arc. So what I'll give you here is the reason why Kinemon's still alive is he still has a purpose in this arc left. And if he ultimately ends up living or dying, that is the question. That is the question, but still, I see this is not something like, you know, Pell, where Pell survives a nuclear bomb, and then at the end of, literally at the end of the arc, he randomly shows up being, you know, healed and hospitalized. So I don't like it like that, where, you know, a character clearly should have died, but, you know, has kind of no real other purpose, but other than, oh, I guess I'll keep you alive. While with this is, like, obviously Kinemon's role in this arc, there's a lot more to it. So, you know, obviously Kinemon's going to do more, and he has some more important things to do. So, you know, obviously I'm just perfectly fine with it. Well, not perfectly. I wish, well, you know, I do feel like with Oda that, you know, because if you guys don't know this, I remember in one interview that Oda says he hated, you know, how characters die and come back to life. And Oda's, how he does it in his story is kind of just not killing off characters. So, you know, there's that. But, you know, I'm pretty sure whenever a character, I'm sure someone's going to fully die in this arc. Which, if not, then I'm just I'm wrong as shit. Ashura Doji. I mean, hey, look. If anything, Ashura Doji doesn't, have his body cut in half, so he can't be like, oh yeah, the other half of Ashura Doji is just walking around. So, yeah, you can't do that. But, yeah, I don't know. I think I've said my piece about that. And then, with the Apu and Drake stuff, I want to talk about it more. It's just, I can't because of next chapter spoilers. Still, then, out of all of them, Mephisto-looking motherfucker. That one intrigues me the most. That devilish man. But, yeah, I guess that's it. Usually I would be like, okay, guys, what's going to happen next chapter? I really can't do that because I know what's happening next chapter. I should have done this chapter review earlier. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Honestly, the reveal of the Devil Fruits and Kids and Lost Awakenings are pretty cool. I hope whenever we do see Awakenings in the future, we see some of these other Devil Fruits that have more abstract, like paramecia abilities that don't necessarily translate to the surrounding gets turned into rubber, or I don't know, in the case of the jacket fruit, everyone turns into jackets. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Actually, with dead serious, I wouldn't mind seeing that. But yeah, that's the end of the chapter review. But yeah, the current One Piece chapter, next chapter, chapter 131. Is out by the time of this review. Probably by the time this video comes up, I'm probably working on the next chapter review, or actually I might just wait for the official translation. That's what I'll probably do, and after that I'll work on chapter 131. So definitely interested in seeing that video if you're subscribed to me. I think it was nice going back doing One Piece discussion videos, because I didn't know when I started with this One Piece track, I did like discussion videos almost every single week. But, I mean, I will not deny this. I want to do more Yamato discussion videos. I actually do got one One Piece discussion video I've had in my mind for like forever. Like, dude, I really want to do it, but I don't know when. I'm sure I can do it. I just have to. Well, we'll see about that in the future. But yeah, I don't know. Like, comment, subscribe if you want. If you don't, I don't really care. I guess. I mean, hey, look. It's your opinion. You could subscribe to me. I mean, I can actually. What am I at like this point on like subscribers? Because I did recently get like 2 for that. As I said earlier, the Yamato video. Dude, people freaking. I really did. I actually thought that video was worse than it was, but apparently people liked it enough to subscribe to my ass. And with it. Dude, like, I don't know, whenever I make a Yamato video, it's always, like, top viewing. But, yeah, I'm currently 54. Hey, maybe you guys can get me to 100. And maybe I should do my 50 subscriber special before that. Ugh, God, I still haven't done it. I'll try to get that finished by the end of the year. But, yeah, I guess that's really it. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time when the plans of the rebellion fail with the fire coming into contact. Oh yeah, oh man, I forgot to mention about the whole fire. Jesus, I didn't mention about the fire. Yeah, well, too late. Hint. There's a fire and shit might explode. See ya.